Think Advisor writes today, since at least 1965 and the seminal research of Menachem Yari, economists have recognized that retirees should convert far more of their assets into guaranteed income vehicles during retirement than they do. Guaranteed income is the surest way available to deal with the three great threats to retirement income security: longevity risk, sequence risk, and stupidity risk. Welcome back to the Ray Lucia Show, folks. Longevity risk, Gene Pastula, is something that you manage for your clients, and your clients are financial advisors all across America. Here's what they say about that, and I want you to comment on it. Longevity risk is increasing steadily in that life expectancies continue to expand throughout the developed world, and is exacerbated because consumers are both retiring earlier and have less and less access to private pensions. This is fascinating to me, this part. Moreover, the distribution of longevity is wide. A 22-year difference between the 10th and 90th percentiles of the distribution for men. In other words, dying at age 70 versus dying at age 92. You could get that sucker pretty wrong. And a 23-year difference for women, 72 versus 95. You get it wrong, you're eating dog food.
I think that's the stupidity part.
I think so too.
Which I'm a lot better at.
We've worked on our stupidity over the years.
Yes, I have, and I'm much more in touch with my stupidity than my longevity.
Guaranteed income vehicles, he says, hedge longevity risk simply and efficiently, as risk pooling makes them 25 to 40% cheaper than doing it yourself. Do we need more evidence than that?
You know, it's just logical when you use, and of course, obviously, we're alluding to setting up pension plans for yourself to provide the basics and to protect against the longevity aspect. In other words, something that you can be certain will last as long as you do, no matter how long that is. And of course, those are annuities, like Social Security is an annuity, and most pensions are done by annuities, except if they're done by the cities or the counties.
Okay, well, yeah, touche on that one.
Yeah, they don't do they don't do annuities. They manage it themselves, mismanage it themselves. In any event, so when you think about the whole idea of managing the money and creating a hedge against longevity, and also getting the best you can out of your assets, it would seem to me that it makes sense that the absolute best plan you could possibly have to get the most income from your assets is a plan that could guarantee to spend all of the money that you've accumulated for this purpose and all of the interest that you earned while you're doing it, so that on the day you die, you've done it all. You can't get better than that. Doesn't matter how much you earned or didn't earn or anything else. The fact that you were able to spend all the money, it really bothers me, that we're told as we're investing for the future that the most important thing obviously is a rate of return, and you can fine tune that with after-tax rate of return and that sort of thing. But the bottom line is that the whole point of investing yourself or getting advice or a broker or whatever is to get the highest rate of return on your money, right? Okay, that's our whole thing. We do that from the day we have an extra buck to put in the bank till the day we're getting ready to retire. But the day we get ready to retire, then we're told, but you can't spend that. You can only spend the earnings And as you were talking about in the previous segment, the rate of return risk and all of that it comes into play, and the timing and all the rest makes it really, really complicated. So you got to take some of that off the table, for retirement purposes, and allocate at least enough of your portfolio to a strategy that says, this is going to give you the absolute maximum rate of, maximum amount of income, and you're going to be able to spend the maximum amount of the money that you allocate to this, plus all that it earns, and it doesn't matter how long you live. You don't even have to know anything about finance to logically see the wisdom in that, I think.
I think it was the Wall Street Journal a week or two ago wrote an article on, I think they've been listening to me, on the very subject of longevity risk, and how, remember we've been talking about how modern science is extending longevity, and they've got a lot of new research on individuals that may be living well beyond the age of 100. And based on my very cursory research, they claim over the next 15 to 20 years, life expectancy could be an extra 10, 20 years. If that happens, it sort of changes the whole game plan.
Yes, it does, and which is one of the reasons why I've been in presentations that I've done around the country and on this show and all the rest, talking about and trying to educate people on the advancements and everything that are being made right now in annuities, and introducing these new strategies and techniques and what have you. Here's what's going to happen. We're getting to the point now, in my mind, where what is being offered today, what is available today to do pension planning, private pension planning for the retirees, is getting to be about the best that it's going to be, and for a long, long time.
I agree with that.
Now, obviously, it's like they say about the guy that was back in 1912. They announced that the last real important invention had finally been made. They might as well close down the patent office. I know that's what I just said sounds like, but if you think about it, what's going to happen now is, just follows up on what you just said, is that they're going to start seeing longevity statistics and redoing the mortality tables. And those tables are going to have play a significant role in what we can get out of these annuities, and therefore your pension. So today, when a person who is in their 70s, say early 70s, can realize a 6% or better income off of their assets and guarantee it for life, that's based on the fact that the expectancy is going to be there to live to 85 or 87. When it changes to 90 and 95, and then 95 to 100, those rates are going to go down. And so it's so important for people who are listening to you talk about this week after week, and just say, that's a good idea, but, and then never do anything about it. They got to do something about it.
Global life expectancy, folks, well, I'll tell you about that when we come back. It's increased a bunch, and I'll tell you how much. Don't go away.